I've written the story, Crystal's story, that ran in Inquirer in October of 2006. And I first heard about the story from a priest who was trying to raise money to buy a van for a woman with 2 disabled children. And he didn't really have any idea, and I certainly had no idea, why the children were disabled. And once I went up there and met Crystal Brown the first day and spent almost 4 hours talking with her, I realized I had anything but a simple and sweet story. It was an incredible story, one like I had never heard before, and it was the most challenging story of my career to both report and write and get in the paper. And also, I think, the most rewarding story of my 28 years in journalism.
You don't know what I go through every day. You have no idea what it's like to look at your son and your daughter and know that it's your brother and your sister. Okay, well, my name is Crystal Brown and I am 36 years old, and I am a single mother for children. 2 of my children, which are 17 and 16-year-old, my teenagers, are disabled and they have muscular dystrophy because they are products of insects. Went back and I went to sleep, and when I woke up he was on top of me. And I remember, I didn't know whether or not it was, let me see, I don't know whether or not I felt weird, or whether, I don't think I knew it was wrong. I just knew it felt strange. So I said, hey, what are you doing? What are you doing? And he pretty much, I kind of tried to trick me into, taking my clothes off. And it was like, what are you doing? He said, well, just take your clothes off. You can't lay on the bed like that, So I did. I took my clothes off, not knowing what he was going to do. Had I known that, I would have tried to jump out the car, but I didn't know. So he held me down, and he started digging in my panties, and he molested me right there. And when I mean molest me, he raped me. When I say molest, I think maybe it's the wrong word, whatever. But he raped me. He threatened me. If you tell anybody, I'm going to hurt your mom, and that stuff works if you don't know better. And I didn't know better, so it really worked on me because I was really, really scared, and I was afraid of telling anybody because he had already threatened me. And he beat me, like beat the hell out of me. And like that went on for a long time, but that one time he did beat me, and I think that was the time when he slapped me so hard, his handprint was on my face, and I was a little girl, but nobody questioned that. And maybe when I went down there, they didn't question it because, see, that's the kind of stuff they was used to. I found that out years later. And when I found out I was wrong, and I told people, they didn't believe me. Nobody believed me. My mother didn't believe me. The counselors didn't believe me. The police didn't believe me. My father was a man that was well known in the community, and people just said, "Well, you know who your father is. You're not going to do that to him." And I had one of my older sisters say to me, she says, I came to her and I said, you know what Daddy's doing to me. This is after I had broke my silence and all. And I said, you know what Daddy's doing to me. And she said, yeah, we were just glad when you came along so it can stop happening to us. Because, see, he had other daughters and he had other sons. And I thought, that's what I want to do, but it's my father. So how are you going to take your own father to child support court? And through the courts, they suggested I have him prosecuted, but the statute of limitations was up. He denied paternity first. And he said, oh, no, I never touched that girl ever. She just want a car. She want me to buy her a car. So I told the judge, he is definitely lying. He is out of his mind. I threw a staple at him, and I said, you know what? We're going to find out who's telling the truth. And when it was all over, the judge wrote me a letter, and she apologized for me. She couldn't believe it. I said, no, this is my father. This is what he did to me. And I fussed, a lot, and, through being a pain in the ass, people, they finally listened to me, and they realized that I was telling the truth. I think if it was some advice I can give to people is, believe it, sometimes trust that your kids are telling the truth. Sometimes adults really do lie.